Here we go. So let's try to improve that system. So we save it. Improve. That's all fine. Well, let's have a look at it first. So it's dynamic weight. Number of positions would be 100. If it doesn't find 100, constraint is 10. Max position drift is 40. And let's go to the universe. That's the Russell 3000. The benchmark is S&P 500. Here are the buy rules. I'll go to the rank system in a minute. Rank's about 80. Beta, I want to have beta stuff in there because I use that system within my breakout trading. So volume should be pretty high. And here's actual growth. Actual data from Portfolio123 is extremely, extremely powerful. I use it in pretty much all my mid to big cap systems. Actuals are this data that is captured by brokers from press releases. It then goes to our data vendor and then it goes to our database and we make it point in time. So that basically says, okay, I want to have stocks that have press releases where they say the actual growth of the latest quarter is within the top 20%, right? That ranks that. So you can rank within a buy rule. And I want insider purchases above 0. Yeah, let me just see here. So the idea is I could have put in here insider net purchase, but then I don't get a lot of stocks. The idea is that I say, okay, I want at least somebody buying shares within the company. So there's a ton of reasons why people sell shares because they want to buy the house or they want to limit risk, and stuff like that. But if somebody is buying that formula, basically is telling that, right? That, yeah, exactly. So insider total shares purchased the past 6 months, and I just say 0, right? So I want somebody to buy. Seller will be rank below 80. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the limit of my buying seller rules. I don't go higher because then I start to over optimize it. And yeah. So let's just run it so I can capture the can get to the ranking system here. Okay. That's around for 10 years. Now basically will look the same, right? Because I didn't change much or it didn't change anything. Okay. Okay, right. So we didn't change anything. Pretty much looks the same. Now I'll go to the ranking system here. Right, so I clicked here. Here's the ranking system. So basically, it's a combination of small micro cap focus and some stuff I put in here. So, but I looked at the system this morning, and what I did, I nullified the market cap stuff. Because I want to have a system basically that doesn't give points to low market cap stocks, right? So I nullified that one. I nullified that one. But by chance or by mistake, I nullified that one too. But that's what I want, right? I want to have a recent volume increase, and that's a reason why we put that on 5 here. Okay. It's updated, and now that ranking system is updated, and I run it again, right? So I change something, and I can test it. And then we basically compared with this one. Do we have an improvement? Yeah, it gets much better, much better. Cattle curve gets better. Sharp ratio gets better. All right, sharp ratio is here 104. It has more winners, and so it gets better. Um, and you would say it's very volatile, but that's exactly what I want. I want it to tank in a quad 3 and 4 environment. But I want to have it to have a lot of sing, so beta to the upside, basically, when the market improves. That's the case. That's exactly what I want, because I basically copy them to TC2000 and then filter them out. And again, I combine that with network momentum and basically try to time the system. All right. So that was another thing I wanted to see. So you could say I'm optimizing the system. Yeah, that's true. There are two ways to optimize the system. First is the shotgun approach. You try every combination. I'm not in that camp at all. I want to have an idea and or an assumption and then test the assumption. So where I think it makes sense based on experience and watching the market, I basically, my idea is, where my assumption is, that a recent volume increase is a good thing. That's the reason why that gets a higher ranking, right? Or a higher weight. Okay, so another thing is, I have a lot of stock momentum in here. I have this one in here, right? And I have this one in here, and it's kind of pretty high weighted. So I put that to 0 here, and nullify that. Weights. All right. Let's go here. Yeah, sorry. All right, so that's 29. Gotta remember that. 1.10, 29. So let's run it again. Hmm. 27. Oh, it doesn't get better. Okay. Wait, so put the one here in again. So it really needs a lot of volume here. Okay, let's try another one. That basically looks that earnings match cash flow accruals, and let's put that one to 50. 250. All right. I had a better improvement just 10 minutes ago. I think I forgot about it. Let's just see. Yeah, I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot. So improved. Yeah, that was improvement. I just tested. Um, let's just look at the statistics. Want to see the risk measurements. Yeah, 1.55. That's exactly what I want. I want a high beta system. That has very much sing on the um when the quads turn, quad 1 to 2. That's exactly what I want. That's perfect. And substitution ratio relatively low. That's exactly what I want. Because if you look here, well, let's just go for a year here. Let's go for 2 years. Let's go for a year. I can explain it better. Okay, so when you go through the quads, they turn positive on the 3rd of November last year, right? And then we had that right. I think that was I called it quad 3, and yeah, somewhere here I called it. I think the next day I switched to quad 1 to 2. Somewhere here I called it quad 4, and I think somewhere here I called it quad 1 again. I got really careful here. Here I called quad 1 again. I got careful here again, and then here I called it quad 1 to 2 again. So the idea is basically to have something that has a lot of sing. When the quads turn. Let me just do that one. Maybe the original. Sorry, maybe the original is better from the Kepler curve. Um, let's do that for a year here. Yeah, it looks almost the same. That's fine. I just wanted to compare both. So let's just see. I didn't rename. I didn't build a new one, so they look the same now. Yeah, but still, we improved it, or I improved it. And it looks exactly how I want it. High beta system that should be timed very well. And if you see, what it bought, for example, it bought NVIDIA here, right? Max. There's some, obviously it waits for a lot of momentum. Let's just see what it also bought. It bought app, right? MU. Let's just see that one. Yeah, that weren't good buys and sells, but system gets it wrong 45% of the time, obviously. CCL 1 year. Okay. So yeah, I mean, basically household names, right? Let me just see what it has from a sector perspective. Yeah, it has not too much technology right now in there, right? That's pretty interesting. Um, there's industrials in there. It has consumer services in there. Cyclicals are pretty hefty. Let me just see when it bought an A&F. Wow, bought really late. Look at that. Speed, VRT. That's pretty interesting. Bought your sold your. Oh, you'd always say, why did it sell you? Well, maybe it found something better here. But that is hard. I have to admit it. Bought you, sold your, bought your, sold. That's uh, pretty massive. Buys rate momentum. Um, okay, so that's how I do it. I basically look at my ranking systems. I look at my buy and sell rules, and I always have an assumption and test that. I don't use any shotgun approaches where I, try to um, try to test everything based on no assumption. I know that can be successful too, but that's just not my cup of tea. Um, and if you look at the ranking system, basically it's fairly equal ranked, right? So only thing where I say I want to have a bit more is sentiment, which would be the estimate revisions, the surprises, the recommendations, and volume increase. So that the rest is pretty, um, equally ranked. I like that. So either something is in or it's out. Make sure that you don't over optimize the system. And also, I get a lot of questions about there are a lot of rank nodes in here. That doesn't hurt, in my experience. That doesn't hurt robustness. What hurts robustness is if you put in too much buy and sell rules in here. And also, if I would put in 50 here, that's not a good thing. So a system needs degrees of freedom, and those degrees of freedom, needs a lot of data and degrees of freedom, and it has more degrees of freedom like this. Or what if I would like to do this, right? I mean, look, I already only pick the 20% of the stocks that have higher earnings, right? So that is, and I go very high in the volume area, right? I go very high in the beta. So that's already pretty edgy in terms of over optimization, right? So um, that's but what's really important is that you don't. I never put more than 6 buy and sell rules into into the system. Right, that is it. I'm cutting the stream here. Thank you very much.